In this video, we'll talk about the folklore of the enchanted city and how it may relate to the psychedelic journey, such as one on ayahuasca or mushrooms. This story was taken from the book Folktales of the Amazon by Juan Carlos Galeano, translated by Rebecca Morgan and Kenneth Watson. Let's jump right in. The Enchanted City. A boy from Iquitos, Peru, joined a group of loggers in the forest. He traveled with them up the Nanay River, where they worked cutting down marketable cayoba and cedro trees. He worked hard to save and to give money to his parents. In the afternoon, while his friends played cards, he would sit on the riverbanks, lost in his thoughts. One day, he met a beautiful girl walking on the riverbank, and they fell in love. He told her about the Alhambra Theater in Iquitos and the ice cream vendors in the plaza. "You'd be amazed at the city I'm from," the girl replied. "I would love to take you to meet my family." She described the city for him, saying that it was a place where people didn't kill themselves with work. The houses were lovely and the pantries full of food, and meals were served on plates of gold decorated with precious stones. "If you want, we can go there tomorrow," she said. The boy agreed, and the next day the girl led him by the hand to a big stone door guarded by a chacruna, a shrub known for its magical powers. The girl said some magic word to the plant, and the door opened. They went through a tunnel leading to a river, down which they traveled to a door guarded by 2 Rinako trees with boas wrapped around their branches. The girl whistled to the boas, and they uncoiled to let the couple pass. They then climbed stone steps to a valley where lay a city of stone. It looked like it was built by the Incas. The splendor of the place impressed the boy deeply. He enjoyed strolling down the paved avenues lined with fountains where people bathe in order to cure illness and extend their lives. He was happy, and he didn't realize how long a time he had been away from his family and his friends, the loggers. He thought so much about the life he had left behind that he told the girl, "You know how much I love you, but I must return to the logging camp and send news to my parents in Iquitos." She agreed and accompanied him, telling him she would wait for him not very far away. The boy arrived at the camp, which had by that time been moved farther up the river. When friends saw him, they were astonished, for they thought he had drowned. They told him that his relatives had combed the forest searching for him. Then he told his friends so much about the girl and the city that they thought he was crazy. "How could you abandon your life here and leave us to go with that woman? She might be a ghost or a devil." He assured them that she was a woman from this world. He said he was happy and had returned only to ask them a favor. He wanted them to take his parents a letter and a leather bag. They agreed, and he returned to the city. After he left, one of his friends, overcome by curiosity, opened the bag. It was full of nuggets of gold and precious stones. They left the camp and look for the boy down many trails, but never found him. This is then the note at the bottom of the story. Stories of rich cities in the forests, reminiscent of the legends of El Dorado and the Gran Paititi, are based on the belief that the Amazon is a land of extraordinary wealth. The conquistadors and new inhabitants of the Amazon who heard the native people tell of the riches and then took them, recreated illusions and nostalgia for old wealth through new tales. Versions of this story were heard from women workers and passengers on a boat that traveled between Caballo Cocha and Iquitos. Now let's analyze this story and see how it may tie into the ayahuasca experience. What I first noticed was that the bush guarding the big stone door to the magic city was the chacruna plant. This is the plant containing DMT, or dimethyltryptamine, which is a key component of the ayahuasca brew. DMT is said to what's caused one hallucinations. When consumed orally, DMT is usually broken down by the body's monoamine oxidase, but when paired with the ayahuasca vine Banisteriopsis caapi, which is a monoamine oxidase inhibitor, it is kept intact. The DMT can then help one go on a psychedelic shamanic journey. The next thing I noticed was that when the couple finally entered the city, the boy was impressed by the splendor. On my own ayahuasca trips, I've been to cities made of glittering stone. While in these cities, I took the time to look closely at the stone and found that it looked like it was made out of rainbows. So could this story possibly be based partly on an ayahuasca experience? I've even seen similar cities on my mushroom journeys. Next, the story talks about people bathing in fountains in order to cure illness and extend their lives. I found this interesting since at the last ayahuasca center I visited, the shamans sometimes gave us flower baths before ceremony to prepare us for the upcoming ayahuasca experience. The ayahuasca experience itself is said then to help cure illnesses. It then makes me ask the question, is this story partly based on an ayahuasca experience? Lastly, in the story, the boy is able to take a bag of jewels from the enchanted city. He then shares this bag of jewels with his family. Personally, after an ayahuasca experience, I feel like I'm walking away with jewels of wisdom, which I am then able to share with those I love. So I think it's easy to draw connections between this story from the Amazon and the actual ayahuasca experience itself. Alright, so that's the end of this video. In future videos, I'll cover other tales from the Amazon and try to analyze them from the perspective of traditional shamanic folklore and psychedelic experiences. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like or hitting that subscribe button. Or consider sticking around on the channel to listen to some music and enjoy some original art. Also, please consider checking out our online art store. Links to any reference material for this video should be found in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'm Ryzen. I'll see you later.